Cool. And we're rolling. Yeah, like I said, we'll.
You editing? Gonna do all?
Yeah. Okay. So I ain't gonna lie, like this
Yeah,
this will be the first one that I've actually done like this.
With the hand?
Well, no, sir. Just as far as the video goes,
Oh,
usually what I do is at the end of it, I just interview the clients and they tell me their stories and stuff, you know. But for this one, man, I figured, you know, the heck with it. We'll just have fun. We'll just talk about whatever the hell we feel like talking about.
And then we can interview when we're done with.
Yeah, man. So how long have you worked for the prison? They
I've been out here at Columbia since 13. We actually got prior experience before then.
Yeah, man. So I was in prison myself, and I was actually in prison, but I never was at Columbia. I went to my permanent camp was at Santa Rosa.
Been to Santa Rosa a million times.
Have you?
I did 3.5 years doing transport to.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of my schedule. Mondays we went to Wakulla.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesdays we went to Santa Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Come back with a load from Swanee. Wednesdays were wherever. Thursdays was Dade CI. And then my Fridays was back to Wakulla and try to get there as soon as possible because it was a Friday, so I could turn right back around and come back, be home by 11, 12 o'clock in the morning and have the rest of the day off.
Right. Yeah, it's man, I know for me at least, I ain't gonna lie, like I had it very good. Like it wasn't, I don't know, like some crazy horror stories necessarily, you know, but I know a lot of people, man, a lot of people told me, which I've heard people say the same thing about Santa Rosa, but like for me, it wasn't like that. A lot of people talk about, I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, you see some things, you know, of course, you know, it's prison, but
Well, if we weren't sitting here with your phone rolling, we could talk.
Right.
Because I can tell you some stories.
So what can you tell me without getting yourself or people in trouble? That's tough, huh?
Probably can't.
That's okay.
Probably can't.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, man, it's prison was an interesting place for sure. For sure.
Well, I always turn back around too and tell everybody no different than anybody else. It's just I'm on the work release program.
Are you? Yeah. So they have a
no, being a CO in all the years is work release. We work release to go home, and you're back to work again. There's no break in it for us.
Well, you know, it's funny because on the got me confused for a second because I actually went to work release and like I said, they so I went from I stayed at Lake Butler, which Lake Butler was an interesting place, man, to say the least. That was probably honestly that was just the most wild time right there in itself. Did anybody talk to you yet? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did. He said he was gonna wait.
Okay. But yeah, we're are you want to talk to somebody about a tattoo or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know his.
Yes, sir.
Lady friend, she works at Darlington.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, his won't even. His shouldn't take too long either, so that works out. I just want to make sure that we didn't have you standing here waiting forever. But yeah, Lake Butler, man, was interesting. It was like I know, like the very first thing that happened, man, when I got off the
Bluebird
bus. Yeah, I got off the bus, man. And they told us, you know, take clothes off, everybody had a strip, you know. We're like literally hip to hip together and all that shit in shackles, you know. And I can't remember if the shackles on still that one. Might have took them off, can't remember. But but I was standing there, and I guess, which you know what, I'm going to take their side on this one because if somebody spits on me, boy, I'm going fucking absolutely crazy. So they, I guess the one of the inmates or whatever had spit on one of the guards, so they pulled him over there and they told all of us to turn sideways, and I could hear them, right? I could hear them. And I, you know, kind of course, I'm peeping around. You know, can't help
introduction.
Myself. Yeah, they're like, you like to spit? I'll never forget this big old dude walked up to him and said, "You like to spit on my guards?" I heard, and he slapped the shit out of him. And I was just like, "Oh, that's what we're doing on today? I was like, well, here you go, guys.
I was gonna say that's the old school.
Oh man, you know one of the funniest things though. This is to me this was hilarious. I was so out of it when they're during classification, such a like a ride,
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, I don't know. I guess I was just so tired. It woke us up. God knows whatever time it was, and I just went and did a freaking IQ test, right? And so I did the IQ test, and we're coming back. We're going to chow, and I was so delirious kind of at that point. From not really sleeping much, for
Right.
that whole period. I think we just IQ test, did something like that. And man, I was standing there, and I'll never forget. Like I caught myself, after like a few minutes afterwards, because I was standing there, and there was like a line of rats next to us in the chow hall, like going right. And I remember to myself, I was pissed. I mean, I was mad, bro. I was mad as fuck because the rats were going faster than we
We
were.
were, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was mad. Not that there was rats, like, but I was like, they're eating first, like. And then I got thinking about it. I was like, what am I doing with my life?
Well, like I said, we just tell everybody we're literally on the work release program. We're there too. We pretty much endure majority of everything else that you guys do.
Oh man.
The lockdowns, so forth, so on with it, and it's just.
Are you ready?
Mm,
Yeah, no, you're right. That would suck to be locked down. Like, cause I know if there's a lockdown or whatever, say something bad happens, y'all can't just go home just because shift is over, right?
Oh no, and it's like with the hurricanes, we turn back around and we even, for the most part, I would say get emergency called in or locked down or whatever. But if people can't make it in, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and pull a cot out yourself and
Right.
go ahead and get ready because you're there.
Yeah, that would suck. That really suck for if you got little ones at the home, if you got kids.
Well, that's a nice thing. All we got are the fur babies, as you can tell by the paw prints.
Yeah, I seen the paw prints.
And that's actually their paw prints.
That's cool.
We took the ink pads and put their paws in the ink pads and went to town with it. And don't be looking at it and going, oops, already.
Yeah, we almost made a mistake. But I'm gonna fix it real quick before we started. No.
Son, I tell you what.
Yeah, let me fix it real quick before we start. Oh. But yeah, man, the egg gets ridiculous, I'm sure. So, let me tell you what we just did, but I'm gonna fix it so it'll look perfect. They one second. Sorry, I gotta use this. Okay, so this one right here, I'm not gonna do this bottom part right here. Okay, I'm gonna skip over that, do everything else, and then I'll redo that part because this actually says close, not cycles.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that either, but that's easy fix. So
Okay.
But so I'll do everything else other than that. Well, you've been beating me up in here.
Talk about a major misspelling.
Yeah.
Talk.
Well, the symbols are identical except for that,
And I didn't even notice it either, but I see the. All right. Well, instead of leave the Harley in on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And instead of putting anything on the top and bottom, fill it in however you want.
Are you sure?
Dealer's
I can easily make
dealer's choice. How about that?
Okay, so yeah, it's up to you. I think so I ain't gonna lie, like it's super easy for me to fix that still. They really easy. So
Or could you do the RG and then
Ooh, RG.
and do the 3 in the bottom
You know, actually, I might be able to.
and shade it however you want to? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I probably can because I can bring that over here. So,
And do the RG and then the 3 on the bottom where the close is at.
yeah, we could probably do that actually.
How about if I just leave the top and the bottom on that to you?
Okay, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, boy, that was a close one there too. I was looking at while he was talking. I was like, wait, this don't look right.
Cycles looks more like clothes.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a catch, boy. But yeah, that was like some of the crazy. I mean, there are a lot of other crazy things, but you know, I've had a lot of friends. My sister retired from the prison actually, and short to Hamilton for years and years and years. And man, like the guards deal with so much drama. Like honestly, like I've tattooed a lot of guards, not calling anybody by name or nothing like that. They always seem to be super cool, but I've not really had any issues ever. Honestly, they're always super cool. But man, the drama they tell me about,
Yeah.
it's like working at a high school or something. The way they describe it for them, from like y'all's point of view.
I was gonna say it's almost like a guidance counselor.
Right.
And when I try to not negotiate with anybody, but I always try to level with them, it's like, look, we're all grown ass adults here.
Right. Right. Yeah.
We're not children. You want to act like a 3-year-old and throw a tantrum? I'll treat you like a 3-year-old. Other than that, we all grown adults.
Right. Yeah. Act accordingly.
Yep.
So, what'd you do before you worked as at the prison?
Design swimming pools on an AutoCAD program.
Really?
Custom swimming pools for the largest swimming pool company in Texas.
Well, that's actually really cool, man. So, why'd you get out of that?
We moved back here, and that's where me and her met was I went to work for Union Correctional back in 01.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's where we met was at UCI, and you know, sometimes you just got to do what family needs to do as far as. So we moved out to Texas and took care of my mother, grandfather, and they on and off lived with us while they were going through their times, and
Right.
so we took care of them and
I respect that.
got to design the swimming pools and everything else, and made a fortune doing that, designing. And it comes time it was her family time, so we moved back here to take care of her family. So left a job making $115,000 a year to come back here and work in the DOC, making next to nothing compared to that.
And man, I respect that.
But
Man.
we
You do what you do for your family.
took care of her family, her dad and grandfather for years, and
Yep.
we
You
just
gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I
we,
respect that.
we just decided to stay here at that point.
Yeah.
We're getting at that age now, so it's retirement time. And
You said Texas, right? What part of Texas was you in?
Abilene.
Abilene. So I actually lived in Texas for a very short time. I love Texas. So I lived in College Station, Bryan.
College Station, the home of the Aggies.
Yep.
I-
In fact, I was like literally.
I've been to many Aggies homecoming bonfires.
Man, I was probably, I don't know, a mile down the road from Texas A&M.
Been there.
Listen, I got lost in that place in the middle of the night one time. And I was like, oh my God, here I am, you know, so this big bald dude with tattoos, and I'm a convicted felon. I'm driving this little shitbox ass car that I bought to drive around while I was there, right? And but I get lost in the, like, I don't know, 1 a.m. or whatever. GPS tries to take me through the school and it messes up. And the school's huge. And I'm not from there. So I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm about to get pulled over. You know, do I got weed on me or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't remember. But yeah, man, I was just like, oh my Lord, you know, like.
Yeah.
But it was actually, man, I loved it. And the food over there is, oh, so good.
That's that good old Tex-Mex food.
Absolutely, it is. Dude, even the McDonald's, so the McDonald's even there, like their menus are different. They got more like I love spicy food, so they had more like spicy food in there. To me, that was amazing. Yeah, man.
So you say spicy food? What are you talking about? Like jalapenos,
Oh, yeah.
Hungarian wax peppers?
I don't know what that is. Now, listen, hold
It's
on.
even spicier.
I'm not trying to shit my soul out, okay? I'm not trying to die when I eat. I just like spicy stuff, you know?
You hearing this, Trace? Trace, you hearing this? Trace, you hearing this?
Yeah, I heard that. No, that shit is so
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring it. We're literally like blocks down the road here.
Mhm.
Trace, we're gonna have to bring them back some jars of salsa.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah, please.
Everything out of the garden: the tomatoes, onions, jalapenos.
Oh, yeah. No, say no more. Yeah, please. No. We're not bashful here. And we love salsa. So if you like look up there, man, there's probably like 3 or 4 or 5 bottles of hot salsa there right now. Yeah.
Well, we don't do the hot sauce, but yeah, we got a huge garden, and she cans and pressure cooks and pressure cans, and everything's fresh out of the garden.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we've got we have a lovely lady that brought us a whole bunch of different plants. So I didn't even, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I forgot about them. My father-in-law just brought a big old bag of peppers in of a whole bunch of different kinds, and I don't even know what kind they are. I just took the plants home, you know, because she was nice enough to bring them to us. So, but yeah, it's funny actually because while we were in Texas, like I used to go there with my aunt when I was a kid, and we'd go to Galveston. Her sister lived up there, and we'd go visit.
Oh, so you're down on the coast?
I didn't have no clue where Galveston.
Yeah.
I was like, you know,
Galveston,
13,
Houston.
15.
You're down there on the Gulf Coast.
So I didn't, I wasn't actually driving for that one, for them trips. That was when I was little, but they are younger, a lot younger. But I know we would get, my aunt would buy like literally for me and her would buy like a case of salsa from these specific people, this little family that makes it, and it was amazing. Like every time, it was just the best thing popping. Like, oh, that was so good. We'd sit there, we'd cry eating it because it was so spicy. Boy, was it
Yeah.
worth it.
There in Abilene, we'd had a place we get every Sunday our like breakfast burritos, and he had 2 or 3 spots, little hole in the wall. They were old like gas stations.
Right, that's the best places.
But he was a young kid, and come to find out, he was like the biggest dope dealer
Right.
around. But he had these hole in the wall, mom and pop type cooking,
Right.
and it was like that's the best shit in town.
You got the best food. Also the best dope. Oh yeah. Is that where you was born and raised, or?
Oh no, I grew up Marine Corps brat.
Oh yeah.
I've been all over the world.
So what was that like? Like growing? So your mom or dad or both, or?
My dad retired as a captain in the Marine Corps. My mom retired as from the DEA.
Oh, that's wild.
So I lived in Guatemala as they flew the crop dusting planes and basically sprayed the dope fields in Guatemala.
Right. That's wild.
Yeah, so I've been all over the place.
So what was life like for you as a kid?
Well, my high school years up until my senior year, because I had to come back to the States to graduate.
Uh-huh.
But prior to that, in Guatemala, there's no drinking age. So we went to school at the U.S. Embassy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd get out of school at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, leave the U.S. Embassy, walk back to the complex, and turn back around. And on the way, there was an American guy that owned a English pub. And there's no drinking age, so our allowance, we were millionaires compared there. So me and my older brother would stop and go have drinks after school.
That's wild.
And then my mom would turn back around, run up to the store and, go get me a bottle of rum and this and that. And when we first moved there, it was like, you absolutely lost your damn mind. And we had a 10-year-old take us into the grocery store to get her a bottle of rum.
That's awesome. So you've been all over the place, huh?
Pretty much. Born in California, all the way to North Carolina, South Carolina, Hawaii, Seoul, Korea, Iwakuni, Japan, Colorado, Florida, yeah. Spent my sophomore and junior year in Guatemala.
What about, so Japan's one of the ones I really, really, really would love to actually visit, man. I've never been there, obviously, but I've heard they're just like very, very clean, like the country and the people, and like generally at least. And like that, if that's true, that seems like the place to go.
Oh God, I was probably between 7 and 9 years old there, so
Right.
don't remember much except for did go through my first typhoon.
Oh yeah. Hey Maverick. Piercing.
Now you also, since y'all do piercings,
Yes, sir.
earrings and stuff, right?
Yeah, we have some. Do we just keep like generally the basic stuff for people?
Well,
To
here's
help
my.
them out,
I was gonna
yes,
say,
sir.
here's my problem. These here,
Mm-hmm.
if you notice on this side, the back one, I've got a smaller ball on.
Now he might have the ball for you just to replace the ball too.
Well, no, I wouldn't mind getting another set or two.
Right. I have to ask him. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember what all we had back there.
It's like every time I take them out to go to work because I can't wear them for work.
Right.
So I put them in when I get off in the morning on my days off. And it's like, damn, I've lost another damn ball. Oh my God, I lost another one.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's the reason I don't do piercings personally, just because I don't want to mess with the little tiny balls and stuff. I'm too clumsy. I just feel like I would drop them every single time I go to touch them.
But yeah, if y'all sell the earrings and everything, I wouldn't mind getting another set. So
No, absolutely. Once he gets done with that, we'll ask him. When we get done with this, we'll go check for it for sure. Absolutely. For the title of this video, I want to say Harley Davidson. I'll just say your first name, not your last name, like that. Just your first name. Say first name, Harley Davidson tattoo. Did I mess it up or no?
we get a picture where it says close instead of cycles.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I don't right a second, but yeah, I should. That's awesome.
Oh, that right there is about the first tender spot.
Yeah, it's a little tender there for sure. Oh, you said your mom, so your dad was in the Marines. What did he do for the Marines?
Well,
Hear Travis in the background? Travis said if he told you, he'd have to kill you.
oh, no, I didn't hear him. No, growing up as a kid, it was always the, big bad, Semper Fi Marine and everything else. And, we'd always hear back in the Vietnam and everything else. And come to find out, yeah, no, my dad retired as an accountant for the Marine Corps.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, when I found out, I'm like, dude, really?
It's funny.
So you talk about Nam and all that stuff, and what'd you do? Throw staplers at them? Never even seen anything like that.
That's awesome. So
we got to call his bluff. You know, I called his bluff. You know, umpteen million years later, but
Right. That's awesome. You know, it's obvious that they need, you know, people like that, right?
Yeah,
you
but
don't ever think about that. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, no, we always grew up in fear. You know, it was white glove inspection time. You know, well, you know, this and that, and it's like, oh, good God, you know, your dad's a Marine, and it's like, oh yeah, don't be around the house or whatever when he gets home, you know, and
right.
yeah, come to find out he's an accountant. So he's like, what'd you do? Throw fucking pencils and staplers at people when you went to war?
So was he actually in the army?
No, hell no.
That's he was just fucking
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, well, yeah, it was always, you know, same thing too, you know, before him and my mom divorced, it was like, you know, if the Marine Corps wanted me to have a wife and kids, they would have issued them to me. It's like, really? Is that before you got your stapler and your pens and pencils, or is that afterwards?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, and you said your mom, she did what now? She's retired. You said she worked for the DA?
Well, her and my stepdad, when she remarried, yeah. My
Well,
stepdad, my grandfather was a crop duster.
uh-huh.
So she met my stepdad. He was the mechanic to work on my stepdad's crop dusting planes, spray planes. So up in the panhandle there in Texas, they actually bought an airport. Small little podunk town, bought an airfield.
Right.
Well, he was what they call an AP, A&I, aircraft and power plant and an aircraft inspector.
Okay.
Well, he had all the license to do all the mechanical work, and somehow he got hired with the DEA. They said, come work on our spray planes down in Guatemala.
Right.
And so we went down there. So they're literally working on the crop dusting planes, what we would spray for cotton fields and wheat fields and everything else for bugs, pesticide.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally spraying the pesticide or killer for weed fields.
That's wild. That's a hell of a job change.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wonder what the thought process was for them whenever they got initially offered the job.
Stepdad took it. We moved down there not long after, and I can tell you this: you can land a crop dusting plane on a very small dirt road, pick what you want from the field, and fly right back out of it, and then spray the rest of it and kill it,
Right.
and get away with it legally.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Did you ever see anything crazy while he was there? Just like with locals or stuff like that, or
No, they kept us pretty much around like the U.S. Embassy and everything else, and
so you know, like whenever you say so, like somebody speaking like me, like I've never really, you know, I haven't traveled like that. Like my wife, she likes to call, she jokes around and calls me uncultured swine, right? She loves it. I'm joking with me, and although she's probably right, and she but you know, so whenever you say like U.S. Embassy, right? In my mind, and I don't know why, because this is probably so retarded on my end, but you know, you ever seen that movie Jason Bourne?
no,
Oh, you never seen Jason Bourne?
hadn't seen any of the Bourne Identity movies.
Oh man, you gotta get the first one for the best. You gotta go watch the first one; it's so good. Well, so in the movie, you know, he goes to U.S. Embassy, and at one point for something, and so in my mind, I'm thinking like this big old building with a bunch of guards around it, and it's like politicians walking around and Marines, or you know, like I don't know, it's all business. You know what I'm saying?
Think of, you know, the neighborhood here, right behind us.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of, say, country club,
Mm-hmm.
it's a high-rise block wall,
Okay.
like a big, huge compound, but it's like a big apartment complex.
Right.
So that was our housing.
That's wild.
So ours was a 3-story
Mm-hmm.
duplex townhouse, whatever. Top 2 floors, bedrooms, bathrooms, middle floor, bedroom, bathrooms, bottom floor, basically. We had a, not a maid's quarter, but pretty much a maid's quarter. Butler pantry, huge kitchen.
Right.
We drop our laundry down a chute in our bedroom, open up a flap, drop it down, and it went down.
That's awesome.
But you come out and it's like being in a apartment complex. Come out of it, you got armed guards. It's all fenced in. You walk a couple blocks down, and that was school. But in between were shops. Most of it was, American owned shops.
See that? Yeah, that.
So that's where we hit the English pub, or what would be what we call an Irish pub here, but a pub. And yeah, there's no drinking age.
Yeah,
So we would leave the school a couple blocks down the road, walk, but our whole area in like this subdivision behind us is literally American people.
So it ain't really for the as.
It's like living in a huge ass
Suburb.
gated community.
Yeah. For a kid, they for the most part at least, it's pretty much normal.
But I've been and swam in the black sand lava filled beaches in Peru.
Getting black sand.
Yeah, instead of like what we got here, sand, or go to up in the Panhandle, Deltona, Panama City, or whatever. You got the real white sand. Yeah, no, this is like lava, black sand, hot as shit to walk on barefooted. You track in your vehicle. You go up the hillsides and everything else, and get these little hole in the wall villages, and you got these guys over here, and the smell is just unbelievable. Like the best barbecue you've ever had, just the best smelling stuff.
I love food.
And it's like these roadside little, shacks selling food, and it's like, oh shit, let's stop and eat and whatever. And come to find out after the fact, it was like, wonder why there's no dogs or cats or anything else running around. So those, roadside bodegas that are serving, great ass barbecue. Yeah, you have no idea what you're eating.
Oh man, but it was good though.
Oh yeah, I probably ate dog, cat, rat, and it was phenomenal.
You know what?
Never knew it. Never would have known it.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we ate it. Shit, back to the no drinking age there. I'd gotten really, really sick. And finally went to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, you got a parasite. Is why you're sick. So we need to kind of figure out what kind of parasite it is and, what you've been eating. Told them, this and that. There's no real cow milk there. Every bit of milk is either powdered milk or goat milk.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, all right. So they ruled that out. So it's like, well, we are drinking alcohol. Well, is it local or is it, like name brand? Well, I don't know. And I told them the name of the rum we were drinking with our rum and cokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Jaguar. The doctor said, that's it. That's your problem right there. He knew off by the name of it being a local, I guess, rum. When they filter their rum, they don't filter it through normal filtration like what we would do here. It's filtered through cow shit.
It's filtered Wait, what?
Cow shit.
Cow shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's where the parasites came from.
That's how the fuck
Mhm.
are they filtering it through cow shit?
Instead of putting down like cheesecloth and whatever else they use to filter, yeah, it's literally like just piles of cow shit, and it's dripped through and it's filtered through that.
Well,
Because you figure everything a cow eat is
yeah,
grass, grain,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
That's
So they're getting basically free filtration
yeah,
by literally buying cow shit.
that's wild.
So yeah, that's
If you would have sit here and made me guess, I probably could have guessed for I don't know, probably 50 years before I came up with cow shit.
yep. They filter their rum through cow manure.
Shit.
Literally.
Yeah. Man, that's no them parasites no joke either, man.
Oh no, yeah, I'd gotten sick as all could get out, and we couldn't figure out what it was. And
I know one of my buddies, man, he had just went through that, and he was extremely sick for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, man. I met him through the tattoos. He's a really nice guy, but man, they couldn't figure out what it was. He kept going to the doctor, going to the doctor, going to the doctor, and finally, I'm find out some kind of parasite.
yep.
Wow. So y'all done with y'all's already?
Oh
I
yeah.
love it. Just like hunting.
But look, motor clothes.
Yeah. That, I was like, wait, we gotta stop for a second.
Well, that is funny. I heard y'all over here talking about it.
Yeah, easy fix. Yeah, well, man, it wouldn't have been easy if I wouldn't have noticed. I've just been over
Good
here
thing you
tattooing
caught it
away.
before you started tattooing it.
Yeah.
That is really funny. Could have had Harley Davidson motorcycle clothes tattooed on you.
Yeah, not only do I wear it, but I also rep it for life. They should pay for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we own stock in the clothing department too.
Yeah, they should definitely pay for that. I'm gonna tag Harley Davidson in this.
Oh, as much money as we spend there?
Yeah, the Gainesville Harley dealership. Every time we go in there, they're like, "Chuck, you're so passionate about these bikes. You just need to retire from DOC." And I'm like, "And do what?" I mean, the only way I can make that kind of money is date older men, and I'm not quite into that yet.
Oh, come on.
And they're like, "No, no, no. We got a job for you." They offer me anything from selling the bikes to selling the clothes to just sitting at the counter and talking to people when they come in.
All right, I could do that job all day.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
Me too.
throw me a dollar figure on the table and
Right.
let's talk. And every time it's this and that. And
Kind of like, how serious are you really, you know?
yeah, and that's what I keep telling them. I mean, throw me a dollar figure out where I literally
Where it makes sense.
tempt me to walk away.
Make it worth your while
Yeah.
to walk away.
Right.
But
Make
we
it
make,
make
we
sense.
make decent money.
Right.
Especially since we got that raise.
Yeah. You see?
I love it. It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, I did that pretty fast too.
Yeah.
Well, this is just the Sharpie marker version. I hadn't got into the tattooing part of it yet.
Whatever.
I like it.
I just got to figure out what I can do to.
I'm gonna tag Harley and be like, Harley, y'all need to give these people something. Come on, Harley.
Or just tell them throw a handful of money out and we'll continue the Harley, because then we can do like the American flag coming down,
Right.
and then literally down the backside of the forearm, put Harley Davidson in the middle of the flag coming down.
Right.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Saying.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I'm just saying.
So we're gonna have to do my brother's shit now and say, hey, when are you getting your next tattoo?
Yeah, because all he's got is the Florida State outline on it.
Oh my god. And the only reason he got that was because he got that shit down in Daytona when
And he was
bike
drunk.
week. And I asked him, I was like, did it hurt? And he's like, no. I said, of course not. Oh, you got the little
Outline. I could have done that with Sharpie marker, bro.
Yes.
Literally, it's like the state of Florida outline.
Yeah,
And it's the only
About this
character he's
big.
got.
that's awesome.
Oh, we give him so much shit, especially when we get to drinking.
And then it all lets loose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That actually, that area right there.
You got a sensor right there. Ain't it?
Yeah.
Closer to that wrist right there.
I like that.
I love it.
Just the Barton Shield's upside down.
No, it's not.
Oh.
You ain't gonna fool me. I know my hard shit.
I was looking at it like, are you sure? Yeah, it looks like it.
Don't you be trying to take his side on this now.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
send my brother pictures of this.
Take time. Get some blood back in there.
Nope. You hear it pop?
Yeah. Oh, that the arthritis.
Yeah.
So like, is that something that just started kind of occurring over time, or like fast, or?
Over the years, ain't it?
It's been bothering you more like the last couple of years, but it probably started hitting you like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Listen, I do the same
Between
thing.
the hips, the knees, the elbows,
And God
my
forbid,
shoulders,
when the weather
and my
changes, he
hands.
really feels it.
Right.
Yeah, weather changes really hard on you.
And
I like that.
that's why we went ahead and just said the hell with it and get the trike. Was that Street Glide's 1,200 pounds.
And there's some
And
days you just don't
yeah,
have the
there's
strength to hold
yeah,
it
it's
up.
like we pull up to a stoplight and it's like, yeah, it was fun riding, but we need to head home.
Man, those trikes are nice too. One of a good buddy of mine, Kurt, he's got him and his wife both bought trikes. They're super cool.
Well, I love the trikes, but every time I look at the original trike, which is what they call a Triglide, I keep thinking, all right, that's my granddad's bike, or my dad's, would be my dad's bike.
Right.
And this one here is the Road Glide, which it just came out February this year. And as of right now, if a dealership doesn't have it, it's a year's waiting list to get one.
Really?
And every week or two, when we're off, we go down to the Gainesville dealership. And they've been trying to, get me to get one. And we actually got pictures of us sitting on a Triglide. And the general manager come over and he's like, Chuck, you need to look at the Road Glide.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, but nobody's got one. He's like, we just got it in. So literally went and looked at it and went in the back of the shop and looked at it and was like, holy shit.
Sold after that, huh?
I bought it that day.
Yeah.
I bought it that day. And it took them months because they've been on back order to get the one they ordered a year ago.
Right.
And he's like, well, you got the only billiard blue, but we got a gray one. I'm like, don't give me no shit. Don't tell me this now. I'm not dropping another 50 for another one just because of the damn color.
Right.
I'll turn back around and I got a buddy that does vinyl body wrapping. We'll wrap this one. And I'll turn that bitch hot pink if I want to for 6 months and then pull the wrap off and change it a different color,
I don't need it no more. She's like, what size shoes you wear? And I'm like, well, usually like a size.
Yeah, man, there's so many options nowadays when it comes to that. As far as like, the difference in what you could do with the wraps and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The sky's really the limit, honestly, now.
Yeah.
She was saying that like the part on the back, she said it was affecting her being able to shift gears
I'm gonna draw this in there. It's not gonna be exactly the same as the one that I have over here. Draw it in a way that I think kind of looks cool, and let you check it out and see if you like it.
You know what? Real dealer's choice, man. Just don't make it look like fucking my third grade scribbling.
I promise I won't do that.
Trust you.
Unless your third grade scribbling was like Picasso.
Well, we may call it shit Picasso, but you know, dealer's choice. I told you, I'll let you run with that one.
I got you.
Yep, I'll let you do that, and you make it. You know what I'm looking for, so
Make it look badass.
exactly.
Really? But you know what, though, I mean, if you're on a motorcycle and you get hit by somebody and they're going fast enough, that won't make it happen. No. Because you have a bunch of helmets in the house and they're all geared to 35 miles, and we only live like 3 blocks. And we're like, we ain't go right now.
Once you get this stenciled in,
We just got here.
can I take a smoke break?
Absolutely.
I think I've had mine like 5 months. I had actually,
Absolutely can, yes, sir.
I bought a brand new. And it was nice, but at the time he had a street light. And when we get on the road to go riding, that little Sportster just couldn't keep up with the light. So I traded it in. I got it back. The older ones do. The older ones, yeah. Yeah, those newer Sportsters just don't have to get up and go. But then when I got that one, I was like, it's so nice. I can like keep up with it. It don't sound like the motor's like revving all up.
Yep, see, that's what all they had is they have, handmade, they have, what is drive? Chili. Those are bad. And the old,
Was that shovelhead a kickstart?
yes, trust me.
Oh,
Listen, every motorcycle or car that my truck dad, that my dad had, always had to have me try it out. You know how many collarbones
them
I
old.
broke?
I was gonna say them old kickstart Harleys.
'Cause I was
Boy,
doing the
either
same
if you
shit.
got it on the right rotation of the compression,
Mm-hmm.
or you turn back around and you got the recoil on it and you crack the shit out of your shins.
That'd be super
Yeah, my
cool,
brother,
actually.
he builds all kinds of bikes and shit.
Now I'll shade it to behind it a little bit
Okay.
to make it look cool, like just a little extra flair to it. Yeah.
Man, that thing was nice. Old. I mean, it was just like old school everything.
I know, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. They really are.
What do you think?
I'm seeing it. Yeah. It.
Yeah, them older
You know, I'm looking at it upside down.
Yeah.
And you said you shaded in around.
Yeah. So what we'll do
Yeah.
just to make it kind of like, because that's the shield technically. So what we'll do is we'll put the RG behind it. We'll do that in solid black, both the RG and the 3 solid black, and I'll do some cool shading behind it. You know what I'm saying? Make it flare and pop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke break time. We good
Absolutely.
with that?
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.